Good day and good evening today, everyone. Today, I want to have my own response that I'm about to have today after what happened to the State of the Union, or should I say, the hate of the Union. So, what happened yesterday was a total lie and total disaster. What we just hear on Trump's address to Congress as he claimed the country is in the right place. After that, since Democratic Abigail Spanberger, the governor of Virginia, has addressed the whole nations at the whole America after what she fact checked did on Trump's claim on this disaster moment that we have in our country. The economy was going down, the economy prices is going disaster, high prices is going worse, and prices is going high as people cannot afford something what they like to buy. ICE agents are really went out of hand and crossing the line and violating to the Fourth Amendment in our country, to people's country, as they illegally raid our public property that people own as they can have it privately. ICE agents have been brutalized excessively, abused the power, violated the Fourth Amendment, and violating the policy to their use of force that they're doing. After all, since President Trump has deployed unlawfully ICE agents to kidnap, abduct, falsely arrest, false imprisonment my people. Today, our country has had enough. What has happened to the people in this country, whether they come here in America from another country or they've been born here in America? You may saw what happened to people of any incidents, like what happened to Renee Nicole Good, what happened to Alex Pretty. So, Alex Pretty was an innocent man, and he had that gun that he bring it to in public because he had a permit by bringing it in public. He was armed, but he never used the gun right now. So he knows that using a gun in public would be illegal against agents. So that evidence shows that he had that gun in his waist. And Renee Good, she was peacefully driving. Peacefully driving. What she was about to drive through after she was driving away fearfully for her life after that pig murdered her for no reason. And we may know that everything what Trump said is a lie about domestic terrorists they are, since there is no evidence of them being domestic terrorists. So let us be clear. President Trump has no rights to deport and accuse any American citizens that no crime they have committed. My people does not deserve to be arrested for no reason for a crime they did not commit. I know what happened everywhere to our country since immigrants, rather they came here undocumented or documented. What happened to Laken Riley was horrible. Yeah, I understand Laken Riley was dead, but that killer of her was just an undocumented immigrant. He may be responsible, but that doesn't mean he is an illegal alien. Alright? He chose the consequences of himself for his actions that he has done. So he is in jail anyway, as a convicted felon he is. And also, for the question of you people, Are we seeing price going low as Trump promises? I know all of your answer because your answer is no. Because prices is still going up, tariffs corrupt everything to our country. As tariffs corrupt the economy, makes price go high after now the Supreme Court has overturned and ruled tariffs is illegal. After President Ronald Reagan, the 40th president of the United States, opposed tariffs. To be honest to you people, I couldn't eat any shredded beef that I like to cook on my favorite meal that I like to eat that I serve myself as hamburger helper I like to eat. And it's been a year or two years, almost 2 years that I ate the hamburger helper and it was delicious. And I haven't ate it since again, so 2 years because beef prices is going up. And this is disappointing because I can't even have beef anymore. Well, actually I did have beef today, but I made it into a hamburger. So it's steak I had. And yeah, as you see, I am frustrated what I seen on the Hate of the Union that we had yesterday, after Trump addressed the, excuse me, addressed the whole Congress as he had that speech for his State of the Union address. It may be horrible. After all, we have racial profiling and illegal deportations that we had. So this is getting way out of hand. ICE violated the Fourth Amendment of our constitutional and violation the civil rights law policies that we had. Because the civil rights protect citizenship after we had with Dr. Martin Luther King. After all, John Lewis was congressman. After all, I love John Lewis since he died, and his legacy didn't go anywhere. Right now, we have Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff in the Senate of the state of Georgia. And I know all of you people are suffering nightmares because of President Trump, and the nightmares has got to end right now. And I wish my auntie is still here. So, remember what happened to Renee Nicole Good, Alex Pretty, George Floyd, and every people in our country, rather they died of brutality and death of their own. Rather, real women who are death of losing health care they had. Like what happened to Adriana Smith, Amber Thurman, any type of women. Remember what happened to this girl who was 10 years old back in 2022. Yeah, she might be 14 that time from now. And I know some of you real men who are victims of false accusations what women aggressively did. As any aggressive women has no rights to false accuse you that you didn't do anything wrong. The reason why is because that happened to my cousin when he died by police brutality after his ex-girlfriend lied everything. And this is how I didn't want to stay silent. I never want to be silent because silence is not the way. Yeah, and silence will keep you time to have people to know. To rather they find a way what happened to their time. Like what happened to George Stinney Jr. when he died of an execution, a crime he did not commit, after he spoke with those two white girls when that time, that was in 80, no, 82, or perhaps that was 84 years ago, if you guys know what I mean, if you guys know the history of George Stinney Jr. So yeah, I can't stay silent this whole time because silence is not the way. That's why I keep speaking up, and I've been telling the truth the whole time because his ex-girlfriend lied to the police because, you know why? Because he told me he broke up with him. Her. Oh, why am I keeping misspoken? Anyway, he broke up with her because he did broke up with her after I met him back in 2019. After I first met him. A day after met him. A year later before he died. In 2020. And yeah, this is how silence is not the way. After what has police had done to you was cruel, abuse, and violation to the Fourth Amendment, the Third Amendment, and the Second Amendment. So, let's be clear again, because the ICE agents does have no rights to break entering to people's properties without a warrant when the warrant has been signed by the judge in the judicial court after the judge signs. So, enough is enough. What has happened to our country? All those lies that Trump said. And be ready for this year. This year, in 2026, for the midterm election. We all got to get out and vote and stop this cruelty and demonic, as America is suffering in hell right now because of him. And no matter if we can beat him again in 2028 for Trump's third term of the 2028 presidential election. We might have beat him once in 2020, but let's see we beat him again in 2028. And hopefully let's see he might not incite the whole terroristic riot that he sent those people at the Capitol on January 6th, 2021, the third attack of the U.S. Capitol. So, don't let Trump get in your way, manipulating, forcefully threaten you to go out and register to vote. But let us be clear, because this voting is about real voting and power, as people voted to choose the right direction. Voting is our voices that we had. Voting is our decisions that we made. That rather anyone who can choose, no matter what they choose, rather what country a leader wants to serve, and what leader they have to put in the right direction. Like Ronald Reagan, my uncle Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush's, and Abraham Lincoln made a right way to our country. All right, so thank you for hearing this. That's my whole response to my own. But I have to say this to the people. What has happened to you again? So for now, I know what we get the civil rights attorney that they've been advised about how to cooperate, but I just understand for those advice, but I know. But we have to have a choice, rather we do as a police has excessive force against you. What has happened to you? I know when you're driving peacefully, if a police pull over you for no reason, drawing a gun to you, you can stay inside for a while as they order you to order you to get out of the car, if you know what I mean. Because they'll say, get out of the car. And if a police approach you at your front door of the car while you're driving with the steering wheel, just stay calm. And to all of you, you can refuse and resist illegal law enforcement. All right? Refuse and resist illegal law enforcement. What they've done as violation they are. All right. So that's my advice to you. Refuse and resist illegal law enforcement. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America. Thank you.